The Grand Chamber of the Galactic Council was abuzz with discussion and debate. Representatives from dozens of alien civilizations had gathered to discuss the fate of a new and emerging species, the humans. Seated around the massive circular table, the council members eyed each other warily, each jockeying for influence and power. At the head of the table, the venerable Xaloth, a wise and ancient Arcturan, called for order. Fellow council members, Xaloth began, his deep voice echoing through the cavernous chamber. We are here today to address the matter of the human civilization, a species that has recently joined the interstellar community. A murmur of discontent rippled through the assembly. Many of the council members had little patience for the primitive humans and their limited technological capabilities. Crixon, a belligerent Klingon-like warrior, slammed his fist on the table. These humans pose no threat to us. They are but infants among the stars, barely able to venture beyond their own pathetic little planet. We should ignore them and focus our efforts on more pressing matters. Several other council members voiced their agreement, dismissing the humans as an insignificant species unworthy of their attention. But Xaloth raised a hand, silencing the room. I understand your concerns, but we must not underestimate the humans. They have shown a remarkable adaptability and resilience in the face of the challenges of interstellar travel and diplomacy. Azura, a regal Asari diplomat, nodded in agreement. The humans have made significant strides in a remarkably short period of time. Their technological advancements, while still primitive compared to our own, are impressive for a young civilization. Bah, scoffed Crixon. Their so-called advancements are nothing more than parlor tricks. We should not waste our time entertaining their requests for a seat on this council. The chamber erupted in a heated debate, with the council members divided on the issue of humanity's inclusion. Some argued for cautious engagement, while others vehemently opposed any form of cooperation with the upstart humans. Amidst the chaos, a lone figure sat quietly, observing the proceedings with a keen eye. This was Nora, the human ambassador to the Galactic Council, a woman whose calm demeanor belied a steely determination. Nora had listened with growing frustration as the council members dismissed her people, their accomplishments, and their potential. She knew that the humans were vastly underestimated, that their technological and military capabilities were far more advanced than the council realized. As the debate raged on, Nora raised her hand, requesting the floor. Xaloth, recognizing the importance of hearing the human perspective, nodded and gestured for her to speak. Honorable council members, Nora began, her voice clear and unwavering. I understand your concerns about my people, but I must respectfully disagree with your assessment of our capabilities and our potential threat to the galactic community. The room fell silent as the human ambassador continued, her words measured and thoughtful. The humans may be a young civilization, but we have proven our resilience and adaptability time and time again. We have overcome great challenges, from the depths of our own planet to the vast expanse of space. Crixon scoffed, but Nora held up a hand, silencing him. I ask that you look beyond the surface, that you see the true potential of humanity. We may not be as technologically advanced as some of you, but we are quick learners, and our thirst for knowledge and exploration is unquenchable. The council members exchanged glances, some with begrudging respect, others with unconcealed skepticism. I stand before you today, not as a supplicant, but as a representative of a species that deserves a seat at this table, Nora declared, her voice growing stronger. The humans have much to offer the galactic community, and we ask that you consider our request for inclusion with an open mind. Xaloth nodded thoughtfully, his ancient eyes studying the human ambassador. Your words are well spoken, Nora. The council will take your request under advisement and deliberate on the matter. However, I must caution you, the path ahead may not be an easy one. The humans have much to prove before you can earn the trust and respect of this council. Nora inclined her head in acknowledgement, her expression resolute. We are prepared to face any challenge, Xaloth. The humans are ready to take our place among the stars. With that, The council session adjourned, leaving the human ambassador to ponder the road ahead, her determination unshaken. While the Galactic Council debated the merits of including the human civilization in their ranks, the leaders of Earth were quietly but feverishly preparing for their species' long-awaited entrance onto the interstellar stage. In the shadowy halls of top-secret military and research facilities, the brightest minds of humanity were hard at work, driven by a singular purpose: to ensure that their world would not be dismissed or underestimated by the powerful alien races that populated the cosmos. At the forefront of this effort was Admiral Alexei Volkov, a seasoned military tactician with a razor-sharp mind and an unwavering determination. Volkov had studied the Galactic Council's history and the technologies of its member species, and he knew that humanity had to be ready to not only meet but exceed the capabilities of their alien counterparts. "The Council sees us as little more than children," Volkov growled, his eyes narrowed in concentration as he pored over the latest intelligence reports. "Well, it's time we showed them that humanity is a force to be reckoned with." Under Volkov's leadership, the human military had been quietly amassing its strength, developing advanced weapons, spacecraft, and defense systems that would leave the alien races astounded. The scientists and engineers toiled tirelessly, pushing the boundaries of what was thought possible, driven by the knowledge that the fate of their world hung in the balance. In the halls of power, the political leadership of Earth watched these developments with a mix of pride and trepidation. They knew that the time had come to make a bold move, to shatter the Council's perception of humanity as a harmless, insignificant species. "We've been preparing for this moment for years," the President said, addressing her cabinet. "The time has come to let the Galactic Council know that we are ready to take our place among the stars." The plan was set in motion, with the human ambassador, Nora, playing a crucial role. While the Council members continued to dismiss her pleas for inclusion, Nora used her position to gather intelligence and coordinate the efforts of the human military and scientific community. "They think we're just going to sit back and accept their condescension," Nora said, her eyes narrowing. "But we have something up our sleeve that they'll never see coming." As the Galactic Council convened once more to discuss the fate of the human civilization, Nora sat quietly, observing the proceedings with a subtle smile on her face. She knew that the members of the Council were about to receive a rude awakening. Behind the scenes, the final preparations were being made. Volkov and his team had worked tirelessly to ensure that humanity's first official contact with the Galactic Council would be a moment that would be remembered for generations to come. The day of the fateful meeting arrived, and the Council members gathered, unaware of the surprise that awaited them. As they debated the merits of engaging with the humans, a hush fell over the chamber. Suddenly, a massive, sleek spacecraft materialized in the skies above the Council's headquarters, its towering presence casting a shadow over the gathering. The alien representatives stared in stunned silence, their mouths agape, as they realized the true extent of humanity's technological prowess. Nora rose from her seat, her once tentative demeanor replaced by a sense of confidence and authority. "Honorable Council members," she announced, her voice ringing out with a newfound strength. "I believe it is time we had a more productive discussion about the future of our species and our place in the galactic community." The Council members exchanged nervous glances, the realization dawning on them that they had gravely underestimated the capabilities of the human civilization. Zelov, the venerable Arcturan, cleared his throat and spoke, his voice betraying a hint of unease. "It would seem, Nora, that we have much to discuss." As the Council chamber descended into a tense silence, the human Dreadnought loomed above, a silent testament to the power and potential of the human race. The stage was set for a confrontation that would forever alter the course of the galactic community. The Galactic Council chamber was buzzing with activity as the representatives gathered once again to discuss the matter of the human civilization. This time, the tone of the proceedings was markedly different, tinged with a sense of unease and apprehension. Zelov, the venerable Arcturan, who presided over the council, called the meeting to order, his weathered face betraying a hint of concern. "Fellow council members," he began, his deep voice echoing through the cavernous chamber, "we are here today to continue our discussion on the topic of humanity and their potential inclusion in our ranks." Around the table, the alien representatives exchanged uneasy glances, the memory of the massive human spacecraft that had suddenly appeared during their last gathering still fresh in their minds. Crixon, the bellicose Klingon-like warrior, cleared his throat, his eyes narrowed in suspicion. "Zilloth, surely you do not intend to entertain the notion of granting these humans a seat on the council. They are a primitive, inconsequential species, and we have far more pressing matters to attend to." Several other council members voiced their agreement, their voices rising in a chorus of dismissal and distrust. But Zilloth raised a hand, silencing the room. "I understand your concerns, Crixon, but we cannot ignore the events of our previous meeting. The appearance of that human vessel, and the sheer power it displayed, has given us pause. We must consider the implications of this development." Azura, the regal Asari diplomat, leaned forward in her seat, her expression thoughtful. "Zilloth makes a valid point. We cannot simply dismiss the humans as we have done in the past. Their technological capabilities seem to exceed our previous assessments, and we must understand the full extent of their military might." Crixon snorted in disdain. "Bah! Even if this human vessel is as powerful as you claim, it is but a single ship. Surely our combined fleets can easily overwhelm such a primitive upstart." But before Zilloth could respond, a sudden commotion erupted outside the council chamber. The sound of alarms and the frantic chatter of security personnel filled the air, sending a ripple of unease through the assembled delegates. The large, ornate doors burst open, and a breathless human guard rushed in, his eyes wide with urgency. "Honorable council members," he gasped, "a massive human spacecraft has appeared in orbit above our headquarters." The room descended into a state of stunned silence, the council members exchanging bewildered glances. Zilloth, his composure momentarily shaken, rose from his seat. "Bring the human ambassador to me at once," he commanded, his voice tense with a mixture of curiosity and trepidation. Moments later, Nora strode into the chamber, her expression calm and confident. She inclined her head respectfully towards Zilloth, her gaze sweeping across the now restless council members. "Zilloth, honored council," she began, her voice measured and unwavering. "I apologize for the interruption, but I believe it is time we had a more productive discussion about the future of our species and our place in the galactic community." Crixon, his face contorted with rage, slammed his fist on the table. "You dare to interrupt our proceedings, human? This is an outrage. Your kind has no place among us, and we will not be cowed by the appearance of your primitive vessel." But Nora remained unfazed, her eyes narrowing as she fixed Crixon with a steely gaze. "I understand your skepticism, Crixon, but I can assure you that the human vessel you see in orbit is anything but primitive. It is a testament to the technological and military might of my people, a might that you would do well to recognize." The council chamber descended into a tense, charged silence, the air thick with a palpable sense of unease. Zilloth, his ancient eyes studying Nora with a mix of curiosity and trepidation, raised a hand, silencing the room. "Ambassador Nora," he said, his voice steady but betraying a hint of uncertainty, "I believe we have much to discuss. The Galactic Council will hear your proposal, and we will determine whether humanity is indeed worthy of a seat at our table." Nora inclined her head, a faint smile playing on her lips. "Then let us begin, Zilloth. The future of our species is at stake." As the council chamber erupted in a flurry of heated debate, the massive human dreadnought continued to loom above, a silent testament to the power and potential of the human race. The stage was set for a confrontation that would forever alter the course of the galactic community. The Galactic Council chamber was in a state of disarray as the alien representatives grappled with the sudden and unexpected appearance of the human dreadnought hovering above their headquarters. Confusion and panic had replaced the dismissive attitude that had once permeated the proceedings, and all eyes were now fixed on the human ambassador, Nora, as she stood tall and unflinching before the bewildered council. Seloth, the venerable Arcturan who presided over the council, raised a hand, calling for order. "Ambassador Nora," he began, his voice betraying a hint of unease, "you have our attention. Explain to us the meaning of this display of force." Nora met Seloth's gaze evenly, her expression calm and composed. "Honored council members, I apologize for the disruption, but I believe it was necessary to demonstrate the true capabilities of the human civilization." Crixon, the belligerent Klingon-like warrior, slammed his fist on the table, his face contorted with rage. "Demonstrate. You dare to threaten us with your primitive technology, human. This is an act of war." But Nora raised a hand, silencing the enraged council member. "I assure you, Crixon, that this is not a threat, but rather an invitation. The humans have been quietly building our strength, preparing for the day when we would take our rightful place among the galactic community." Azura, the regal Asari diplomat, leaned forward in her seat, her eyes narrowed in contemplation. "And what precisely are you demanding, Ambassador Nora?" Nora's gaze swept across the council, her expression unwavering. "We demand a permanent seat on this council, a seat that recognizes the technological and military might of the human civilization." The chamber erupted in a cacophony of protests and objections, the alien representatives shouting and gesticulating wildly. Seloth raised his hands, his weathered face etched with a mixture of disbelief and concern. "You cannot be serious, Nora. Humanity is a newcomer to the galactic stage, and your request is unprecedented. What possible justification could you have for such a demand?" Nora's lips curled into a faint smile. "Justification, Seloth. Look at the vessel that hovers above us, a testament to the ingenuity and tenacity of the human race. We have developed technologies that rival, and in some cases, surpass your own. We have the military might to defend not only our own world, but the galactic community as a whole." Crixon scoffed, his eyes narrowed in disdain. "Bah! Your so-called might is nothing more than a parlor trick, human. We have faced threats far greater than your pathetic species, and we have emerged victorious." Nora's expression hardened, her voice taking on a steely edge. "Do not underestimate us, Crixon. The humans have endured great challenges and overcome them with determination and resourcefulness. We are not to be trifled with." Seloth raised a hand, silencing the room once more. "Ambassador Nora, I understand your position, but the Council must deliberate on this matter. We cannot simply grant you a seat based on the appearance of a single vessel, no matter how impressive it may be." Nora inclined her head, a glimmer of understanding in her eyes. "I expected as much, Seloth. However, I must insist that you reconsider your stance. The humans are ready to take our place at this table, and we will not be denied." The council chamber descended into a tense silence, the alien representatives exchanging uneasy glances. The weight of Nora's words hung in the air, a silent challenge that they could no longer ignore. Seloth straightened in his seat, his ancient eyes meeting Nora's gaze with a newfound respect. "Very well, Ambassador. The Galactic Council will consider your request, but I must caution you. The road ahead may not be an easy one." Nora's lips curled into a determined smile. "We are prepared to face any challenge, Seloth. The humans are ready to take our place among the stars." As the council members began their deliberations, the human dreadnought continued to loom above, a constant reminder of the power and potential of the human civilization. The stage was set for a confrontation that would forever alter the course of the galactic community. The Galactic Council had been thrust into a state of unprecedented turmoil following the arrival of the human dreadnought and the Ambassador Nora's bold demand for a permanent seat on the council. The alien representatives, once dismissive of the human civilization, now found themselves grappling with the realization that they had gravely underestimated the capabilities of this emerging species. As the council members convened to deliberate on Nora's request, a tangible air of tension and unease permeated the chamber. The more established alien races, such as the Klingon-like Crixin, were particularly vocal in their opposition to granting humanity a place at the table. Absolutely not, Crixin bellowed, slamming his fist against the ornate table. These humans have no business participating in the affairs of the galactic community. They are but children, barely out of the cradle, and they have the audacity to demand a seat on this council. Azura, the regal Asari diplomat, raised a placating hand, her expression thoughtful. Crixin, I understand your concerns, but we cannot simply dismiss the humans as we have done in the past. Their technological and military prowess is undeniable, and we must consider the implications of excluding them from our deliberations. Seloth, the venerable Arcturan who presided over the council, nodded in agreement. Azura makes a valid point. The humans have proven their resilience and adaptability, and we would be foolish to ignore the potential benefits of including them in our ranks. The debate raged on, with the council members divided on the issue of humanity's integration into the galactic community. Some argued that the humans were simply not ready, while others recognized the strategic value of having them as allies. Amid the chaos, Nora sat calmly, observing the proceedings with a keen eye. She knew that the path ahead would not be an easy one, but she was determined to ensure that humanity's voice was heard and respected. As the deliberations dragged on, Nora rose from her seat, her expression resolute. Honored council members, I understand your concerns, but I must implore you to reconsider your stance. The humans are ready to take our place among the stars, and we have much to offer the galactic community. Crixin scoffed, his eyes narrowing in disdain. And what, pray tell, could your primitive species possibly contribute? We have thrived for millennia without your kind, and we will continue to do so. But Nora remained undaunted, her gaze unwavering. We may be a young civilization, Crixin, but we possess a thirst for knowledge and a willingness to adapt that I believe will prove invaluable to the galactic community. Our technological advancements may still be in their infancy, but we are quick learners, and we are driven to push the boundaries of what is possible. Ziloth raised a hand, silencing the room. Ambassador Nora, your words are compelling, but the Council must consider the full implications of granting humanity a seat. We cannot simply overlook the cultural and societal differences that exist between your species and our own. Nora nodded, her expression understanding. I appreciate your concerns, Seloth, and I assure you that the humans are prepared to work tirelessly to bridge those gaps. We are eager to learn from our alien counterparts, to share our knowledge and technology, and to forge lasting partnerships that will benefit us all. The council members exchanged uneasy glances, the weight of Nora's words settling heavily upon them. Slowly, a sense of reluctant acceptance began to take root, as they realized that excluding the humans from the galactic community was no longer a viable option. Ziloth leaned back in his seat, his ancient eyes studying Nora with a newfound respect. Very well, Ambassador. The Galactic Council has reached a decision. We will grant humanity a permanent seat at our table, but with the understanding that you must prove yourselves worthy of the trust and respect of this community. Nora's lips curled into a triumphant smile. You have our word, Seloth. The humans will not disappoint you. As the council chamber erupted into a mix of congratulations and apprehension, Nora knew that the true challenge had only just begun. The road ahead would be arduous, but she was determined to ensure that humanity's place among the stars was secured, no matter the cost. The integration of humanity into the Galactic Council was a delicate and arduous process, marked by skepticism, mistrust, and the occasional flare-up of tension between the human representatives and their alien counterparts. But through the tireless efforts of Ambassador Nora and her team, the humans gradually earned the respect and acceptance of the broader galactic community. One by one, the council members came to recognize the value that the humans brought to the table, their thirst for knowledge, their willingness to adapt and innovate, and their steadfast dedication to the preservation of peace and stability throughout the Milky Way. Yet, just as the human civilization was beginning to establish itself as a respected and integral part of the galactic order, a new and formidable threat emerged, one that challenged the very foundations of the fragile peace that had been forged. The details of the threat were murky at first, a whisper of impending doom that echoed through the halls of the council chamber. But as the reports trickled in, the gravity of the situation became increasingly clear. A hostile alien civilization, driven by a ruthless and expansionist agenda, was massing its forces on the very edge of galactic space. Seloth, the venerable Arcturan who presided over the council, summoned Nora and her human delegation, his weathered face etched with a deep sense of concern. "Ambassador Nora," he began, his voice laced with a rare note of urgency, "we find ourselves in the midst of a grave crisis. Our scouts have uncovered intelligence of a powerful alien civilization that is rapidly encroaching upon our borders, and their intentions are anything but peaceful." Nora's brow furrowed as she listened intently, her mind racing with the implications of this news. "What do you require of us, Seloth? The humans stand ready to assist the galactic community in any way we can." Seloth's gaze was grave as he met Nora's steady gaze. "We are assembling a coalition of our mightiest forces to confront this threat, and we must have the full participation of the human military if we are to have any hope of success." Crixon, the bellicose Klingon-like warrior, stepped forward, his eyes narrowed in suspicion. "And why should we trust the humans to lead this charge? Their technology may be impressive, but their combat experience is limited at best." Nora's eyes hardened as she turned to face Crixon, her voice calm but firm. "Do not underestimate the humans, Crixon. We have faced our own challenges, both on our home world and in the depths of space, and we have emerged victorious. Our military is battle-hardened, and our strategists are second to none." Seloth raised a hand, silencing the brewing conflict. "Enough. We do not have the luxury of time to debate this matter. The Galactic Council has decided. The humans will be at the forefront of our efforts to repel this invasion." Nora inclined her head, a faint smile playing on her lips. "Then you have our full cooperation, Seloth. The human military stands ready to defend the galactic community, and we will not falter in this task." In the days that followed, the human delegation worked tirelessly, coordinating with their alien counterparts to devise a bold and comprehensive strategy to confront the impending threat. Nora, her once tentative demeanor now replaced by a steely resolve, led her team with unwavering determination, drawing upon the full might of humanity's technological and military prowess. As the galactic forces assembled, the human Dreadnought and its accompanying fleet took their place at the forefront of the coalition, their presence a silent testament to the power and potential of the human civilization. The stage was set for a confrontation that would test the very limits of the galactic community's resolve, and the humans, once dismissed as insignificant, were poised to play a pivotal role in the outcome. The tension in the Galactic Council chamber was palpable as the representatives from the various alien civilizations gathered to receive the latest updates on the ongoing conflict against the encroaching hostile forces. All eyes were fixed on the human delegation, led by the resolute Ambassador Nora, as they prepared to present the results of their military campaign. Seloth, the venerable Arcturan who presided over the council, cleared his throat, his weathered face betraying a hint of apprehension. "Ambassador Nora, the council is waiting. What news do you bring from the front lines of this conflict?" Nora stepped forward, her expression calm and assured. "Honored council members, I am pleased to report that the human-led forces have dealt a decisive blow to the enemy's advance, turning the tide of the battle in our favor." A murmur of surprise and cautious optimism swept through the chamber, the alien representatives exchanging disbelieving glances. Crixon, the bellicose Klingon-like warrior, scoffed, his eyes narrowed in skepticism. "Impossible. Your primitive human technology could not possibly have been a match for the might of our adversaries. This must be some kind of deception." Nora met Crixon's gaze evenly, her voice unwavering. "I assure you, Crixon, that there is no deception here. The human military, in conjunction with our galactic allies, has proven its strategic brilliance and tactical superiority on the battlefield." Azura, the regal Asari diplomat, leaned forward in her seat, her eyes filled with a mixture of awe and disbelief. "But how? Our best and brightest military minds have struggled to devise an effective counter to the enemy's onslaught. What was the key to your success, Ambassador?" Nora's lips curled into a faint smile. "It was a combination of factors, Azura. The advanced technologies and weaponry of the human Dreadnought, the strategic acumen of our military planners, and the sheer determination and resilience of our forces." Sealoth raised a hand, silencing the murmurs that had begun to ripple through the chamber. "Explain further, Nora. What exactly transpired on the front lines, and how did the human contribution prove so decisive?" Nora took a deep breath, her gaze sweeping across the assembled council members. "The initial stages of the battle were indeed grim, as our adversaries unleashed the full might of their forces against us. But the human Dreadnought, with its superior firepower and state-of-the-art defensive systems, was able to weather the onslaught and deliver a crippling blow to the enemy's command and control infrastructure." Crixon scoffed, his arms crossed over his chest. "Luck, nothing more. Surely our own vessels could have achieved the same results, if not for the human interference." But Nora shook her head, her expression unwavering. "I assure you, Crixon, that luck had nothing to do with it. Our military strategists meticulously planned every aspect of the engagement, anticipating the enemy's tactics and exploiting their weaknesses with precision and ruthless efficiency." Azura's eyes widened, her expression one of dawning realization. "Then the human contribution was more than just raw firepower. You outmaneuvered and outmaneuvered our adversaries, didn't you?" Nora inclined her head, a faint smile playing on her lips. "Indeed, Azura, the human forces demonstrated a level of strategic acumen that caught our enemies off guard, allowing us to cripple their forces and turn the tide of the battle." Sealoth studied Nora with a newfound respect, his ancient eyes filled with a mixture of awe and disbelief. "Remarkable, Nora. Your people have proven themselves worthy of the trust and respect of this council. The humans have played a pivotal role in preserving the stability of the galactic community, and for that, we are in your debt." Crixon, his face contorted with a grudging respect, grunted in acknowledgement. "I must admit, the humans have performed admirably. Their contribution to this victory cannot be overlooked." The council chamber erupted in a round of applause, the alien representatives finally recognizing the true might and potential of the human civilization. Nora, her once tentative demeanor now replaced by a sense of confidence and authority, basked in the newfound respect and admiration of her galactic peers. As the celebration subsided, Sealoth raised a hand, his expression once again serious. "The Galactic Council is in your debt, Ambassador Nora. The humans have proven themselves worthy of their place among us, and we look forward to a future of continued cooperation and prosperity." Nora inclined her head, her eyes shining with pride. "The pleasure is ours, Sealoth. The humans are ready to take our rightful place among the stars, and we look forward to forging lasting partnerships with our galactic allies." With the galactic conflict resolved and the encroaching threat successfully repelled, the human civilization found itself thrust into a position of newfound influence and respect within the galactic community. The once dismissive alien representatives of the Council now eyed the humans with a mixture of awe, admiration, and no small amount of trepidation. At the forefront of this shift in perception was Ambassador Nora, whose steady leadership and unwavering determination had been instrumental in securing the human civilization's place among the stars. Her once tentative demeanor had been replaced by a confident and authoritative presence as she navigated the delicate political landscape of the Galactic Council with a deft touch. "The humans have proven their worth time and time again," Sealoth, the venerable Arcturan, who presided over the council, declared during one of the post-conflict deliberations. Their technological prowess, military might, and strategic acumen have been crucial in preserving the stability of the galactic order. Crixon, the belligerent Klingon-like warrior, grunted in reluctant agreement, his eyes narrowed as he studied Nora with a newfound respect. I must admit, the humans have earned our trust. Their contribution to the war effort was impressive. Azura, the regal Asari diplomat, nodded in agreement, her expression thoughtful. Indeed. And now we must consider how best to leverage the humans' capabilities for the betterment of the galactic community as a whole. Nora, sensing an opportunity, leaned forward in her seat, her gaze sweeping across the assembled council members. Honored representatives, the humans are eager to forge deeper partnerships and alliances with our galactic allies. We believe that by sharing our knowledge and technology, we can achieve even greater advancements for the benefit of all. The council members exchanged considering glances, the weight of Nora's words settling heavily upon them. Zeloth stroked his chin, his ancient eyes filled with a mixture of contemplation and caution. Ambassador Nora, your proposal is certainly intriguing, but we must tread carefully. The integration of human technology and expertise into our systems could have far-reaching implications, both beneficial and potentially disruptive. Crixon snorted, his expression skeptical. Disruptive? Bah! The humans have proven their worth on the battlefield. Surely their meddling in our technological affairs cannot be any worse. Azura raised a hand, silencing the Klingon-like warrior. Crixon raises a valid point, but we cannot ignore the potential risks. The human civilization is still a relative newcomer to the galactic stage, and we must ensure that any collaborative efforts are undertaken with the utmost care and consideration. Nora nodded, her expression understanding. I appreciate your concerns, honored council members. Rest assured, the humans are committed to fostering an environment of mutual trust and cooperation. We have no desire to destabilize the galactic order, only to contribute to its continued growth and prosperity. Zeloth studied Nora for a long moment, his weathered face etched with a thoughtful expression. Very well, Ambassador. The Galactic Council will consider your proposal, and we shall convene again to discuss the matter further. As the council session adjourned, Nora found herself the center of attention, with the other alien representatives eagerly vying for her counsel and partnership. The once dismissive attitudes had been replaced by a genuine curiosity and interest in the human civilization, and Nora knew that the tide had truly turned in their favor. In the days that followed, Nora and her team worked tirelessly to forge new alliances and deepen existing relationships, leveraging the human civilization's newfound influence and technological prowess to the benefit of the galactic community as a whole. The Galactic Council, once wary of the human presence, now actively sought the advice and expertise of the humans, recognizing the invaluable contributions they could make in addressing the myriad challenges facing the Milky Way. As the human Dreadnought continued to patrol the galactic skies, its mere presence a silent testament to the power and potential of the human race, Nora knew that the future was bright. The humans had taken their rightful place among the stars, and the galactic community would never be the same. As the dust settled on the galactic conflict and the human civilization cemented its place among the stars, Ambassador Nora found herself at the forefront of a new and ambitious endeavor to shape the future of the Milky Way through the power of cooperation and shared progress. Gone were the days of skepticism and dismissal, replaced by a newfound respect and admiration for the human race. Nora's once tentative demeanor had been transformed into a confident and authoritative presence as she navigated the intricate political landscape of the Galactic Council with a deft touch. The humans have proven their worth time and time again. Zeloth, the venerable Arcturan, who presided over the council, declared during one of the pivotal deliberations. Now we must consider how best to harness their capabilities and expertise for the betterment of the galactic community as a whole. Crixon, the belligerent Klingon-like warrior, grunted in reluctant agreement, his eyes narrowed as he studied Nora with a newfound respect. The human-led forces were instrumental in our victory. Perhaps it is time we explore the possibility of deeper cooperation. Azura, The regal Asari diplomat nodded thoughtfully, her gaze fixed on Nora. Indeed, Crixon. And Ambassador Nora, we would be most interested in hearing your vision for the future of the galactic community. Nora straightened in her seat, her expression serious and composed. Honored council members, the humans have long dreamed of a future where our civilizations are united in a shared pursuit of knowledge, technological advancement, and the preservation of peace throughout the Milky Way. She paused, her eyes sweeping across the assembled representatives. We believe that by forging deeper partnerships and alliances, we can achieve feats that were once thought impossible. Imagine the wonders we could uncover, the mysteries we could solve, if we combined our resources and expertise. Saloth raised a weathered hand, his ancient eyes filled with a mixture of contemplation and cautious optimism. Your words are indeed compelling, Ambassador Nora. But you must understand, the galactic community has been shaped by centuries of tradition and cultural divides. Integrating our civilizations so deeply will not be an easy task. Nora nodded, her expression understanding. I am well aware of the challenges that lie ahead, Saloth, but the humans are prepared to work tirelessly to bridge those gaps, to foster a sense of unity and shared purpose among our peoples. Crixon, his arms crossed over his chest, grunted in skepticism. And how, precisely, do you propose we accomplish such a feat? Our cultures and values are vastly different. How can we possibly find common ground? Nora's lips curled into a faint smile. Through open dialogue, cultural exchange, and a willingness to learn from one another, Crixon, the humans have much to offer, but we also have much to learn from our galactic allies. Azura leaned forward, her eyes shining with a newfound sense of anticipation. This is an ambitious plan, Nora, but I must admit, the potential rewards are enticing. If we could achieve true unity and cooperation across the galactic community, the possibilities would be endless. Saloth nodded, his weathered face etched with a thoughtful expression. Indeed, Azura, and Ambassador Nora, I must commend you for your vision and your unwavering commitment to this endeavor. He paused, his gaze sweeping across the assembled council members. The Galactic Council has deliberated, and we are prepared to endorse your proposal. Let us begin the process of forging the new era of cooperation and progress among the stars. The chamber erupted in a chorus of murmurs and cautious applause, the alien representatives exchanging hopeful glances as they contemplated the implications of Nora's ambitious vision. Nora, her eyes shining with pride and determination, rose from her seat, her voice ringing out with a newfound authority. Then let us begin, honored council members. The future of the galactic community is ours to shape, and the humans are ready to lead the way. As the deliberations continued, the human Dreadnought continued to patrol the skies above, a silent testament to the power and potential of the human civilization. And with Nora at the helm, guiding the Galactic Council towards a brighter, more united future, the Milky Way was poised to enter a new era of unprecedented progress and cooperation.